Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, I think we all left last night's game extremely angry, extremely disappointed. Another blown third period lead for this team. Sportsnet Stats put out a post last night. The Oilers have allowed 18 goals in the final 10 minutes of regulation this season, tied for the most in the NHL. Just completely unacceptable. The Oilers had a 2-1 lead in the third period, and they end up losing 4-3 in overtime. For this video today, I wanted to focus more on the Edmonton Oilers goaltending. Stuart Skinner did, of course, factor into the Oilers allowing 18 goals in the final 10 minutes of regulation this season as well. In the Maple Leafs tying that hockey game, in the Maple Leafs getting the overtime winner. Stuart Skinner has really struggled with consistency throughout this season, parts of last season as well. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Stuart Skinner because he had more thrust upon him sooner than it should have been. We all know when Jack Campbell was signed, the idea was that Stuart Skinner was going to be Jack Campbell's backup, but unfortunately, Jack Campbell's struggles led to Stuart Skinner being forced into the spotlight, I believe, sooner than he should have been, and as a result, he's pretty much the Oilers' number one goaltender now, and maybe he's a few steps ahead of where he should have been at this point. The Oilers have been taking advantage of the cap situation, obviously, with Skinner only making $2.6 million. They've got Calvin Pickard as a backup as $1 million, and $3.6 million minus Jack Campbell's buyout money for your goaltending duo is pretty amazing, but it's only super amazing, I guess, if it's working for you, and some nights it is. A couple nights, Stuart Skinner has definitely stolen games for the Edmonton Oilers, but on other nights, Stuart Skinner's play has also cost the Edmonton Oilers games. It's been up and down, just like Evan Bouchard and just like many players on this roster, but just focusing more on the goaltending for this video. I always see a lot of comments following these games or during these kind of games where it's time to get rid of Stuart Skinner. The Oilers need a real number one goaltender. Let's go out and get that. And I got to tell you, I was looking through all the goaltending tandems in the league and who could potentially even be available for the Edmonton Oilers to go after, and it's a pretty small, minuscule list. I really only came up with one name that I think actually makes any sense for the Edmonton Oilers, and that is goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood of the San Jose Sharks. We've talked about him over the last couple years. Both Mackenzie Blackwood and Vitek Vanacek for the San Jose Sharks are pending UFA goaltenders. They have recently acquired Yaroslav Askarov from the Nashville Predators, ready to join that tandem either later this season or next season. So the San Jose Sharks are going to be making a move in goal. Mackenzie Blackwood, like I said, a pending UFA. He's making $2.35 million this season. In 11 games played so far this season with the San Jose Sharks, he's got a 2.98 goals against average, a 914 save percentage. That is considered pretty much elite in this league. It's a small sample size, but looking back over Mackenzie Blackwood's career stats, going back to 2018-2019 with the New Jersey Devils, 2.61 goals against average, 918 save percentage. 2019, a 2.77 goals against average, 915 save percentage. Then it starts to go down a bit, 3.04, 902, 3.39, 892, 3.20, 893, 3.45, 899, which of course led to Mackenzie Blackwood being moved from New Jersey to San Jose for, I believe it was just a 6th round pick. So the San Jose Sharks really getting a steal for the goaltending they're getting right now. Last season, 3.45, 899, and this season, like I said, 2.98. 914, and Mackenzie Blackwood is doing that on a very poor San Jose Sharks team for the last couple of seasons. So I think he's really the only realistic target for the Edmonton Oilers there to improve their goaltending. And if they did make a move there, I would go with a Stuart Skinner, Mackenzie Blackwood tandem. The San Jose Sharks, I don't think, would be interested in Stuart Skinner anyway. Like I said, they've got Vitek Vanacek and Yaroslav Askarov there. Stuart Skinner still has another year left on his deal after this one. Like I said, Mackenzie Blackwood, a pending UFA. So you could use this season as kind of a trial run, see which guy is better. The Oilers also do have Olivier Rodrigue coming. Rodrigue would probably have to be in a backup position if he is joining the Edmonton Oilers next season. So I don't know. There's lots of different options here for the Oilers. What happens with Calvin Pickard? You could probably move Calvin Pickard down to Bakersfield, get rid of a guy like Colin Delia, but I don't know. Probably somebody would have to be traded here along the way. I wouldn't move Stuart Skinner out right now because I think there's still a really strong chance that Stuart Skinner emerges here. And like I said, guys, looking at all the goaltending options around the league, who would realistically be available for the Edmonton Oilers to go get, I think Mackenzie Blackwood is the best option and may realistically be the only possible option for the Edmonton Oilers if they do indeed really want to make a change in goal. And I am certainly not convinced of that just yet. I will not be shocked at all come post-trade deadline that Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard are still the Edmonton Oilers goaltenders. I have a strong belief still in Stuart Skinner. I think Calvin Pickard is a great backup. They're certainly struggling right now, but just with all the comments I've seen online and dealing with the inconsistency so far of Stuart Skinner, I thought it was important to just kind of make this point today that I think Mackenzie Blackwood is really the only option out there for the Edmonton Oilers, and there really is no new big shiny toy that the Oilers can acquire as their new number one goaltender. So I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Is there a target out there that you think I'm overlooking that the Edmonton Oilers can realistically pick up? Do you think Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard are the answer for this team? We just need to continue to stick with them. That's what I believe, and that's ultimately what I think happens with this team. But if things do really go off the rails throughout the season with the Edmonton Oilers goaltending, we probably will see a move by the trade deadline. But as of now, in November, I think it's still going to be Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard for the Edmonton Oilers come playoff time. As I recorded this video, I realized I didn't talk about another angle for the Edmonton Oilers goaltending department, and that is, of course, Edmonton Oilers goaltending coach Dustin Schwartz. I've believed for a couple years now that, not necessarily because I hate Dustin Schwartz or anything like that, but I think it's time for the Edmonton Oilers to bring in a new goaltending coach to get a new look there. Stuart Skinner has progressed, but there's deficiencies in his game that maybe a new goaltending coach could really help him with. Calvin Pickard the same. Dustin Schwartz has been the Edmonton Oilers goaltending coach for a very long time. I know he's got some family connections with Daryl Cates there. I think if he's dating Daryl Cates' daughter or something like that. But whoever you're dating or anything like that shouldn't be any reason not to get rid of somebody. And like I said, it's maybe not because necessarily Dustin Schwartz is a terrible goaltending coach or he needs to go. It's just sometimes you need a change. In the NHL, we go through head coaches like crazy. I don't see why a goaltending coach should be exempt from that, right? The Oilers have had Dustin Schwartz for a long time. Why not give somebody else a chance in that role, see what effect they can have on the goaltenders? So before the Oilers even make any big moves, maybe that should be the next move, is to replace Dustin Schwartz, bring in a new guy, get a new look for the Oilers goaltending. Very likely, maybe a goaltending coach change would be the easiest and possibly most effective route for the Edmonton Oilers to take. But that's my thoughts on that topic, guys. If we get more news on Darnell Nurse or Ryan Reeves later today, I will be sure to let you know. But for now, let me know your thoughts on the Edmonton Oilers goaltending in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.